The Bernina 790 sewing machine requires regular maintenance on our own. So you and I are to clean and oil this machine before you start to sew each day. Trust me, that makes a difference. We'll link right here if you haven't seen our cleaning and maintenance video. But this time we're going to talk about cleaning the thread catcher. So down below here where your automatic thread cutter button works, there's a mechanism that comes over and cuts the thread, and it too needs to be cleaned out. So there's a step-by-step guide in the settings of this machine. So we're going to start by going to the settings area, touch the sewing machine icon. That's going to take us into kind of the cleaning maintenance part of it. You can calibrate your screen if you're finding your touch screens not exact, but we're going to go into this one that looks like a wrench. Okay, more things that you can clean and update. We also see where we can calibrate the buttonhole foot 3A, but what we're going to is this part right here, the little sweeper, let's call it, where we're going to clean out the thread catcher. So the reason I bring you here is because you need to go right to these steps. Follow the steps, and then where things are blue, we're going to be touching those exact links from this screen. So this isn't just about going in, cleaning, and putting it all back together. This is actually the step-by-step. So I'm going to let it guide me, and I'm going to do it in the order exactly how you're going to do it. So remove the presser foot and needle. So I'm going to go ahead and get this completely out. Lower the feed dog. So over here on the side of your machine, make sure you push that box in all the way until it stays indented. Those feed dogs have gone down. Remove the stitch plate. Push down in the back right corner on that bullseye. I tend to use one thumb and a second thumb on top of it. Pushing down pops it easily on up. Notice I haven't taken off the slide-on table, so that means I can leave that on while I'm doing this. Next, it says select the link right here. Move the thread catcher out. You need to touch this on screen and nothing happens. Then touch the button, automatic thread cutter, on the head frame. So we're going to go ahead and touch that. And everything kind of moves out of the way. Now I'm going to just slide this thread off too. And then the thread catcher is moved to the right using a pair of tweezers to remove any lint. So if you can see any parts that need to be kind of pulled out or cleaned out, remember, do not use canned air. You can also use the brush that came with this machine. Oh yeah, I can definitely see I've got some things that need a little attending to. Perfect, yep. All right, then when you are done, and you can turn the knobs to scroll, or you can even touch and drag. Step 3, we're going to select the link, move thread catcher in. So when you touch it, again, nothing happens, but you do see a little blink on screen, and touch the automatic thread cutter button on the top of the head frame here. The automatic thread cutter is reinitialized and ready to use. Attach the stitch plate. If you haven't done any oiling, let's go ahead and do that again. Let's go ahead and put a new needle in if you haven't done that for a while. And don't forget to bring the feed dogs up into their highest position. Now remember, those feed dogs won't come up until you actually take a stitch, but that's no problem. Make sure that needle's all the way at the highest position. Using the screw, tighten it gently but firmly, so not to over tighten it. And one way to just double check that your needle got up to the highest position is if your needle threader actually lines up when you go to use it, and mine does. I'm going to make sure that gets behind that last little guide, and I'll go ahead and do a quick little sewing and use my thread cutter and double check everything is right where it needs to be. Touch the X and sew. Touch the thread cutter, everything seems smooth, and it's ready to be used. So something to kind of remember to do is to clean out that area. That guide does a lot more work because we are so used to pushing that button every time we stop at the end of a seam.